And we're live. Roll up, everybody. One man went to mow. A bit of a light-hearted one this time around. I'm not quite sure if you would consider the content light-hearted. But to the show business quarters we go with this particular session. So all matters show business related is what we're seeking to talk about. But nevertheless, you can still join, because of course all matters discussed on this channel. One man went to mow, come join. STELLA Damasus, why her marriage broke up. We discussed that. Baba Ijesa granted bail. We discussed that. And a 46-year-old American lady goes to Kano to marry a 23-year-old young man. We discussed that. So matters relating to show business are a departure from our regular diet, but nevertheless, the same manner of irreverence we used to address it. One man went to mow, come join. Am I a bit dark on your screen, do you think? Hello, Destiny Paris. What are you making of this show business narration? Baba Ijesa released from prison. Let's actually tackle that Baba Ijesa narrative head on first. His lawyers have been able to wangle him out of custody. Embattled Yoruba actor Olanrewaju James, popularly known as Baba Ijesa, who is enmeshed in an allegation, has been granted bail on health grounds. His lawyer, Adesina Ogunlana, revealed this on Monday evening via a live broadcast on his Facebook page. So the lawyers are now taking to social media as well. Everybody wants to be a celebrity. He said Baba Ijesa was granted bail by Chief Magistrate Oluwatoyin Egre or around 5 p.m. Monday, but his team is yet to perfect the bail conditions. Mr. Ogunlana, a former chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Ikeja branch, had raised an alarm on Baba Ijesha's deteriorating health in a letter addressed to the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, seeking the actor's bail on Friday. He also revealed that the actor was traumatized and walked with difficulty in the police detention. Baba Ijesa is under investigation by the Lagos State Police Command for allegedly being inappropriate with a 14-year-old in the home of comedian Adekola Adekonya, popularly known as Princess, since April the 22nd. The comic actor has been detained for over 3 weeks without arraignment due to the strike in the judiciary. So that we go on to his bail. In his remark on Monday evening, Mr. Ogunlana said the approval of Baba Ijesha's bail application was a welcome development. He also emphasized that the actor was yet to be released because his team were working to meet the bail conditions. Our client, Olanrewaju James Omiyinka, popularly known as Baba Ijesa, who has been in detention for more than 30 days, has been granted bail at the facility of his detention. The Chief Magistrate Tony Ogre of Lagos State Judiciary and the Chief Magistrate in partnership with Ministry of Justice and in partnership with a private organization led by former MBA Bayo Ikorodu, Bayo Akinlade, visited Panti this afternoon under the decongestion scheme. They met Baba Ijesa, and the magistrate, being very bold and experienced, noticed something curious. Baba Ijesha's name was not even on the list of those whose cases would be intervened. The chief magistrate demanded to see him, and as we have said before, bail was granted to him. When he was brought before them, he was limping, and bail was granted to him because of his deteriorating health. So medical grounds, the grounds that they're using to oh yeah, if you want to come join, then let me put the hyperlink here. Okay, so there it is. So bear with me one moment. My phone is alarming for some reason. So if you want to come join, then that's the hyperlink there. So we're talking matters related to show business this time around, a departure. So a departure, as I said, from our regular diet of all matters relating to politics. So Baba Ijesa granted bail is the upshot of all of that. So what are you making of it? Yay or nay, should he have been granted bail? And what are you making of that Baba Ijesa case? This is, of course, common practice in Nigeria, people not knowing what the law is in terms of partnerships and relationships. Um, Somebody is asking us, this is Joseph. Good afternoon, one man. We hope Baba Ijesha's safety can be guaranteed, both by him or external. Yes, I completely concur with what you've just said there, Joseph, and especially by him, because of course, that guy, I'm not even sure if it really matters what the court has to say about this Baba Ijesha narrative. The court of public opinion has already found him guilty, and what sort of a life is he able to live, whether he's in jail or not? So I completely take on board what you're saying, Joseph Mark, that is a safety guaranteed both from himself and from the public, and more so really from himself. Because of course, look at the weight of the allegation that is hanging around his neck, and look at the span that allegation has reached. So he has no place in society anymore. Imagine if Baba Ijesha comes to visit you in your house. Would you not tell your daughter not to leave her room until he leaves, and your wife as well? So he has now become a pariah in society. And you know, of course, in Yoruba land, they say Iku Yaju Esin. So I'm not going to translate that into English, but those who know Iku Yaju Esin. So that is now where this Baba Ijesha person is now placed within the Yoruba setting, because of course his name is now mud, and of course, how does he then live a life with that name is the question. So let's go on to the next narration. Whoever wants to come in can click on the hyperlink and then just come join. You know the format, you know how we do it, and you know, of course, that I delight in having your company on the screen. But as you are making that decision to come join me on screen, let me bring you the next narration. 46-year-old American woman arrives in Kano State to marry her 23-year-old internet boyfriend. So we've seen this before, and this seems to be a new phenomenon that people are contending with, especially within the Nigerian space. You'll all recall, of course, that is a 60-day bride or something, some rather heavy-set, weird-looking American woman that went to Lagos to marry this young man as well. Completely traumatized the guy, and the guy took all of the humiliations that that lady was dishing out, all for that golden American passport. So that lost, and that lost for, and the allure of that American passport now reaches the northern regions. As again, 46-year-old American woman arrives in Kano State to marry her 23-year-old internet boyfriend. So now let's now see how Aboki is gotten into the game. According to correspondents, Janine Annan Rehman has arrived Kano State to marry her heartthrob, Suleiman Isa, who happens to be an indigene of Kano State. In another news, suspected. Okay, so let's skip the other news and go on to this one. According to a close friend, Suleiman, who says the soon-to-be couple met each other on Instagram, Janine is a chef based in Linden, California. According to their wedding card, their wedding will be held on the 13th of December 2020 at Barracks Jumat Mosque, Gasau, Kano State at 11 a.m. Narrating a bit of the story, Suleiman's friend said, Suleiman has already shared the pre-wedding pictures with his American lover, whom he met on Instagram. Sanchez, that is the name of the woman, her last name, so Janine Sanchez. Sanchez and Suleiman became friends over a year ago and fell in love with each other. She's a chef based in Linden, California, and she has said she wouldn't mind returning to America with her new love after the marriage in Kano State. The wedding will take place on Sunday, the 13th December at Panchakara to witness. So this is just the going on now. So to witness the wedding fatia of their son and daughter, Suleiman Isa and Janine Sanchez. So this is the invitation. So that's just really the short and to the point of it. But then this is something now that we are seeing repeat continuously now within the Nigerian space, a new phenomenon. All these American people coming to places like Nigeria to pick up all these young boys and and husband them off. So what sort of a life are they going to have is the question. They say that double your age as a metaphor, because when people say, oh, she is double your age, he is double your age, that is usually a metaphor. But in this instance, it is actually a literal thing. 46-year-old woman marrying a 23-year-old boy is literally double his age that this boy is marrying. But then, of course, what life is this guy after with this woman is the question. So that is that space. So now we go on to this person. So you can see that I'm not especially a show business person, but then, of course, that is a territory that we want to make incursions into. So an actress called Stella Damasus is the next narration. Actress Stella Damasus and her husband separated after she allegedly cheated on him. So this is quite surprising because usually when you hear marriages breaking up due to reasons of cheating, it is usually the man that does the cheating or that is doing the cheating. But roles reversed as again, actress Stella Damasus and husband separated after she allegedly cheated on him. Motivational speaker and Nollywood actress Stella Damasus and her husband Daniel Bishop Dapo Ade Monicon have allegedly separated after a cheating saga. Recall years back, it was rumored that Stella Damasus used charms to snatch Daniel from actress Doris Simeon. Stella and Daniel later married and traveled to the United States. They lived in the US. According to popular blog on Instagram, Gist Lover, it was revealed that Stella Damasus was caught cheating by her husband. According to the blog, Daniel and Stella have quietly separated from each other. So now here is now how that blog covered it. Hello Tutu, it is official that Mr. and Mrs. Bishop don't scatter it for themselves. According to our trusted source, Uncle caught Auntie Stella Damasus cheating and they couldn't voice it out due to the shame. They had to go separate quietly. Uncle no longer tags Auntie Damasus again and things have really gone sour. They want it low-key out of shame from the general public because the relationship was built on a lot of faulty foundation. Karma came that fast when this Damasus snatched Doris' husband and even made the man take Doris' son with him. We thought God was sleeping. When be say Baba God no dey sleep. Now he don't happen. They don't want to anchor their shows together anymore. Hey, yeah, God no go shame also. So this is just the this is more of like a one of those gossipy sort of narrations really. But then the upshot of it is that whoever this character is, the Stella Damasus, has now split ways with her husband. Baba, who you help? You are more of the show businessman, so you you add more detail to this. What is going on in show business world?
They are fucking good afternoon.
Good afternoon. But really, to that Baba Ijesha story, because that one I'm at least a little bit familiar with. So they are saying he has been granted bail. So
Yes.
whether he has been granted bail or not, it doesn't really matter because the court of public opinion has found him guilty. And what sort of a life is he able to live now, whether he's in jail or not?
He's going to live in normal Nigeria life, and then the problem with Baba Jesha is just that probably one of some of his let me say like some of his what is it called endorsement with the frozen. So that's the only black black clash that he will have for now. But as time goes on,
I like your background. Where are you?
I'm actually at my balcony. I'm home. I just came back from jogging.
The lifestyle of the rich and famous. One day we'll become like you. Yeah, but you know, I was saying that this guy now, if he visits your house, will you not tell your daughter not to leave her room until he leaves? Is this not the life that is going to be living in society, completely ostracized?
I don't think so, because yeah, there's going to be this skeptical of people around and here and there, but you have to imagine how many people is fighting for Baba Ijesha. And also, we, the public opinion, there is a way we handle things that is not fair to everybody. We always say, wait for the justice to take his place and all those things. And most people has gone too far. And then I think for me, the CCTV should have made everybody to calm down. Okay, he did it, and then let's wait what the prosecutor will do and everything. Then we can just stay on the background to say we have to get to the truth or get the punishment for what he has done, but not like we will kill him, we will kill that, we will do this. Many people, like someone said that Yabo Joe, you said you are going to sell your house and everything. Why don't you come out when the Fulani are raping all people all over the country, raping young girls and everything? Why is this so? Why is Baba Jesha was your biggest problem? So you know. And I think the problem what we are facing in Nigeria is we have these so-called celebrities. They are all I don't know where they stand on the situation of the poor people.
You know this Baba Ijesha situation is a real microscope on the especially Yoruba society, because I am alarmed at the level of support that guy is getting, and this type of people that are supporting him are giving the weight of that allegation and giving the age of the girl involved. I am alarmed, but then I'm also alarmed because they are saying that that girl, that comedian, that she has actually aborted a pregnancy for that girl before. So that girl is being used in some sort of certain way, or the morality is not being instilled, or what I mean, the whole thing is just a mess from top to toe, and the only victim, of course, that I can see is that girl.
But we have to try to understand this. You have a girl who is living with you, and somebody molests her at the age of 7. When did she? You know, this is the problem of all these stories that come out here and there and here and there. That's why public opinion for me is not the right thing to be to do. We can analyze it, and then we will wait until the courts make their judgment. Then we can try to see what was the allegation laid against Baba Ijesha. For example, they said Baba Ijesha was molesting the girl at the age of 7. So who impregnated her after that? Because definitely, according to the story, it was not Baba Ijesha that impregnated her. And there is one other story that said, oh, Baba Ijesha actually was, she actually was not 14 years old. She's older than 14 years old. That Baba Ijesha actually was dating the princess, and then she sent Baba Ijesha to university, and later on Baba Ijesha said, oh, I'm not ready for you anymore, so blah blah blah, and that's why the whole beef started. So we don't know the truth until we started to see the case from court, and then we see the indictment, or probably we see the file of the case. But for now, I think the whole story is just on the sky. We don't know the truth yet.
Sorry, I've come off screen. It sounds as though you are not. You see, there are several elements to this because, as you said, if it wasn't Baba Ijesa that got that girl pregnant and that pregnancy was subsequently aborted, then of course the woman that is the guardian of that girl should be one of the people answering questions. But you sound as though you are not 100% convinced about the veracity of that. What is your position exactly on the story? Just first with regards to Baba Ijesa, and then to that girl, how she's been treated.
The problem is this: is that when the story first came out that Baba Ijesa was arrested because he molested the first story was a 7-year-old girl, and everybody freaked out immediately. Everybody freaked out, and then suddenly the story changed that the girl, Baba Ijesa, actually molested the girl when she was 7. Now the girl is 14. So things started to take shape, and then people hijacked the story immediately until people started to question the real truth of the story. Okay, how did you know Papa Ijesa molested the girl? What happened again and everything? And CCTV came out and all those things. But the point is this: as far as many of us are father today, there is a responsibility that we all have to take in all these things. The guardian actually made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes she made. For example, when the girl was molested at the age of 7, let's take for example, at the age of 7 she was molested. She didn't say, the teacher noticed because of her grade and everything in school, and then they told you, and then you started to go to church and pray. You didn't go to therapist to really ask the young girl what really happened, because when the young girl has problem, when a child started to have a problem, there has to be something, there has to be communication. So the communication was just void, and then they started with this spirituality, because everything that happened in our society is all about spirituality.
Yes.
We don't talk about things.
Pastor.
Yeah, you don't talk about things. And then when you go to that spiritual father of yours, what did he or she told you that is wrong with the girl? What is he or she told you? And then in all these things, at the end of the day, when the girl confessed, did you take the girl to counseling? Did you take it to the doctor to see psychological problem what this young lady has developed during this period of time? Let's say it took them 5 years to finally knew that she finally spoke out that Baba Ijesa molested me on this period of time and everything. What was the process that you took before you tried to make sure you capture Baba Ijesa on the right hand? So everything they did, they started wrongly, and even though after in the CCTV, it's already planned. It's like a movie. They already planned it, so the young lady does not know how to act.
A lot of people are also lambasting that woman. They're going after that woman for that CCTV that she used that girl as bait. So why would you put a young girl in that vulnerable position? And the fact that that girl is effectively her daughter and not her biological child, a lot of people are also putting that into the narrative and saying that if it was her biological daughter, would she even allow that space? And in addition to that, what is coming out of this story now is that single mother phenomenon within the Nigerian space. When a single mother to especially daughters then goes into another relationship with a guy that comes into that home without the best of intentions, and then of course he's then being inappropriate with that little girl, when that or young lady, whatever her age is, when that girl tries to highlight it to her mother, the mother will just slap her down to say that you are ungrateful. Is this not the man that is feeding us? So a lot of things in that mix. Did you hear that?
Yeah. What?
No, I was just saying that that girl, she's not the biological child of that comedian princess. So a lot of people are saying if it was our biological daughter, that would Princess have handled it differently, and they are also querying her for using that girl as bait in for that CCTV. And then I was also saying that there's a lot of single mothers within the Nigerian space who then go on and take on another man into their lives, and that man is inappropriate with their daughters. But when that daughter tries to complain, they just tell her to shut up, that it is the man that is feeding them in that house. Is that not true?
That is 100% true. You know,
yes.
it's happened all over the world, including the Black America society. It's happened all over the world. You know, with the Me Too movement, how many allegations did you see exposed? How many stuff did you see exposed? But we live in a society where people cannot be independent unless they hang on someone else. For example, if, for example, a lady in Nigeria who the husband run away because the husband cannot provide for the child, do you know, we continue to blame women in all these things. But also we have to look at the men's society. In our society, we have to look how men have left their kids. They didn't look back. They left their kid. They run away. They went to go and marry another woman and stay on that relationship. They didn't even look back to care for their own children. The first, or probably they have two already. And then the woman become probably a single mother or a widow or whatever you can call them. And then suddenly a man came in. He started to provide for the family. You know, we should be honest with everything we are doing, and that's why I will say this now, but I will comment on yesterday's program in the night program. We should be honest when we speak. You know, we have to look on both ways. We don't have to say, oh, well, because you are a single mother, that's why this is happening to you. We have a lot of single fathers also who are having the same problem. So when a woman does not have a job, she cannot get a job, and a man came in, he started to help the family. So when the man started to look at the young child, the young daughter, because that is not his own child, so he started to have a relationship with that child, even though in the first place was abused, and then suddenly the child started to tell the mother, oh, uncle is doing this. Yeah, shut up there. What uncle is doing? Uncle is just playing with you. You know, that's the way it started in the beginning. Uncle is just playing with you. It's like your father, so don't worry, he's not doing anything. And suddenly the young lady developed, you know, when you don't have a training of all these things, you fall into those places, and then suddenly everything becomes, uncle says shut up, and then you shut up. And suddenly that's why you see in our society, many people will say, oh, the young girl that she brought into her house was training, the young girl took her husband away. These are the beginning of Genesis.
It's just so sad, you know, because if you think how vulnerable those girls are, that when they can't turn to their mother, or they can't, you know, people tell them to shut up, then of course that becomes their normalcy, and then all these girls end up on Allen Avenue, you know, to be. Anyway, you said you wanted to say something about yesterday's session.
Yeah, yesterday's session, I was not really impressed about the way people, you know, I think for me, everybody should how would I put it?
Are you talking about the Maurice, Mike, and Bia?
Yes. Every one of us, not just two of them or three of them or four of them. Every one of us, we have to mind our language. And then also one of those things is this also, when we want to speak, we don't just push a conspiracy theory. We are talking about our country, because if Nigeria is good, we are not going to be here running around in the cold weather and everything. How many of us have seen Saudi children coming to Europe and run around there with all this kind of job that we are doing? How many Saudi will you see? When Iraq was good, even though Saddam was really brutal, how many Iraqis will you see? Even though when Gaddafi was brutal, how many Libya will you see all over the places? So when we talk about Nigeria, we should not be talking about like, oh, your people were this, the Igbo were this, Yoruba were this, and that and that. I think that is not going to help the way forward in our country as a whole. I think that would, if we started to pass blame, and that's one thing I have said. If you remember, when people started to blame the white people for our problem, and I ask everybody, tell me, what were our ancestors, the king, the chief, what were they doing when 10 British came into Nigeria or come into, let's say Oshogbo, for example? 10 people came to Oshogbo and then they conquered everybody. So what was the role of our leaders? Like now, we are blaming the politicians.
No matter how sophisticated their weapons are, you are still like a million. How can 100, 200 people come and dominate a million people, no matter how many weapons? But to yesterday, my original idea for these sessions was not to over-edit or I wanted it to be raw and emotional, but I was hopeful that the sort of people that come to the platform will be adult enough to just know where the lines are, so that I would not be spending too much time supervising people. And who am I to be telling somebody of the level of the people that turned up yesterday how to behave? I mean, if they don't know behavior already, who am I to be? So I was hoping that people would know, you know, where the lines are. But of course, people don't know where the lines are, because the most vulgar of languages is coming from the most senior of people that come to that platform. Even the younger ones, they moderate their tongue, but the older ones is just F this and F that and, you know, this, that, and the other, because you don't agree with my political views. So passion is one thing, but you know, etiquette is another thing. It's just you know, it's gotten to that point now where I have to start moderating heavily, which is the complete opposite of what I intended to do, because I wanted just free speech and everybody to, you know, control themselves. But, you know, it's surprising. But yesterday was not the first time, by the way, you know, but yesterday I wanted them to just flesh it all out yesterday. And then, so we put a cap on it. But then rather than flesh it all out, it just degenerated into like a wild something. And then when I asked Tayo to come and he was saying that, look, you know, you just have to knock this thing on the head. I just then said, okay, you know, I'll take that decision then to knock it on the head. So I will have them back, but hopefully they would have learned, you know, yeah, what is acceptable or not. So that's just the way it went.
Yeah, you know, we should also know this, that if you are coming to public opinion, you split your own against people. You should also be sensible and be reliable and be patient to know that people will criticize you. It does not mean because they criticize you, they hate you. It does not mean they hate you. I think the point is that we should all understand that when you are speaking publicly, that is your opinion, and people will have their opinion. Your opinion is not better than those other people. Your opinion is not better than anybody. So
that's just the nature of Nigerians, I guess. They say for every 3 Nigerians, there are 4 opinions. We just like to argue and to shout, especially the men. You know, that's just who we are.
But one thing is this: let's honestly tell ourselves the truth. We pass blame too much in Africa. We pass blame too much, and then we don't see our own backyard. For example, everybody is screaming Fulani, 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 Fulani. The money that is coming to our state, what is it used for? The money that is coming to each state.
I think Ovie was saying that as well, that and even the Senate president, for all his faults, that's what he was saying, that you people that are calling for restructuring, you're like mini Hitlers in your own state, you know, ruling people like the emperor, but then you are coming to the federal to ask for restructuring.
Yeah, the point, okay, for example, Delta State the British government refund a money that has been stolen from Delta State. That money was how much? 6 million pounds, or how much? Let's take, for example, if that money was spent on Delta State healthcare alone, don't you know how the healthcare will go? Now, tell me, do you think the federal government will give that money back to Delta State? The money is lost.
No. They are saying they are not giving it back. That is what Abubakar Malami is saying.
Yeah, the money is lost. So who lose is the Delta State people. So we all have to understand all this level. Look at the guy that was arrested in the United Kingdom, in America, in JFK. I think it was JFK Airport. The special advisor to the governor of Ogun State.
Yes, 300-something thousand. It was doing hush puppy.
Yeah.
From State House.
Yeah, can you imagine a guy that has those that have that position? You are still not yet satisfied with what you have. You still go and
you know what the problem is with the Nigerian space. It's like trying to keep up with the Joneses. So when you will see in the newspaper that Davido has gone to buy Rolls Royce, and you see Otedola buying 5 Porsche for his daughters and all whatnot. So everybody wants to level up. But then, of course, everybody, the one thing we have to understand is we all have to find our own level. That is the thing. So if you are respectable and you can take care of your own and your immediate, then that is really all the responsibility that you have. But if you are trying to keep up with somebody that seems to be living a flashier life, you will never get there. Because there will always be somebody living a flashier life than you. There will always be somebody that, and a lot of the lies that all these people portray in the newspapers is not really the life. When Davido tells you that he has gone and bought 10 million naira Rolls wristwatch for his daughter, he will buy that watch, take the photographs, and take it back to the shop for his refund. I mean, it's fake life, a lot of it. But try to keep up with the fake life. But the other person that is trying to keep up with the fake life is a guy called Suleiman in Kano State, 23 years old, but is now married to his internet lover, a 46-year-old lady from America. So this narrative of this internet love across the Atlantic, with all these Americans coming to marry Nigerian persons. So do you follow that narration, and what do you make of it?
You mean like a 23 years old Nigerian married a 46 years old American, or what?
Yes, in Kano State.
For me, I don't see, for me, I think everybody is trying to survive in Nigeria. So whatever it takes them to get out of the zoo, they will do it. And
it's a green card marriage, isn't it?
That is how it goes. We all have to agree with that, no matter what. And then every lady are desperate all over the world. Lady are desperate to get a man, and then man also. When you find the platform where you can get them, you go through that. For me, I don't blame anybody. It's your choice. You made your choice. If it crash on you, you cry by yourself. Your pains, nobody can feel your pains. It's only you that will feel your pains. So for that, I don't think that should be a cycle news in our society. We have seen a 20 years old marry a 60 years old person. I've seen worse than that.
Male to female, yes, but not often. Not often a young man marrying somebody twice his age. But let's ask you.
You have not seen that?
A 23-year-old marrying a 46-year-old.
Those are even
a 23-year-old man marrying a 46-year-old woman.
I have seen 25 marrying 60-something years old, marrying 70.
25-year-old man, not 25-year-old woman. Okay,
yes.
Well, that is news to me. But let's see if Makinde has heard of it before. Makinde, we see you.
Yeah, bro. Good afternoon.
Can you marry a 70-year-old woman, Makinde?
To me, age is just an honorary number.
No, that's usually
it has nothing to do with love. Yeah.
So what are you making? What are you making of that? And what are you making of the Baba Ijesa narrative? He has been granted bail, but then who you help is now telling us that it's a more complex story than we know. And this goes on. Even that girl that they said he was inappropriate with, they said that girl had actually aborted a pregnancy before. And who are we talking about? A 14-year-old girl. So just to that space, Makinde, what is going on there?
Actually, I'm not this kind of person that I like passing judgment to people because what's really transparent between them is within them. They know they are inside the caucus, so they know what is happening. So they have been doing all these things together for long. So for them coming out now and be telling me that Ijesa is doing this, that the lady is this, I don't have interest in all those their paparazzi things. So it's their caucus. They have been doing it. So let them settle it by themselves. Whatever that comes out of it for themselves, not themselves.
So more important things than that is politics, because the other story we were doing is this Stella Damasus or whatever her name is. Her marriage has split up, but then of course she was the one caught cheating. And traditionally, it is the man that cheats that then leads to the breakup of a marriage. And then when you think that this woman is like she's like a Linda Ikeji sort of character that goes moralizing about people's lives, but then of course her marriages are broken down. You don't follow it?
I don't follow those things though. My own had to squeeze my country now I did.
No, Odudua land or nothing. Let's hear from CN. CN, are you there? Do you follow the do you follow the
I think I followed. Yes, I am. Yeah. What I can tell you about one of the topics you just introduced, especially on that of a 46 years old woman coming to going to Kano to marry a 23 years old. I think these are two people that I believe before she got there to marry this guy, they knew each other's age. I think they knew where they are when it comes to age.
Yes, they met on Instagram. Okay. You know, one of these online something. You remember there was one for 60-day marriage sort of thing when some Lagos boy was married to some American guy, woman, the same age difference. Just some hideous, I'm very sorry to say, it's just some nasty looking woman like that. And this guy, fine boy, and of course that green card marriage, and now we're seeing it in Kano State as well. So anywhere out of Nigeria, according to who you help, I mean, what's going on there?
Okay, I don't think I will blame the young man, and neither will I blame the woman, because two of them need each other's service. It's a marriage of convenience. Something must be gained. Either the guy will gain by coming to America because he wants to leave the decadence that is in our environment. He would want to do whatever it takes, to change his life, and nobody will blame him for that. And I guess this is one of the first reason why he decided to do this. But again, naturally, I want you also to know, because most of these old women, sometimes women are said to like dating young men. And the reason is just because from the experience, the younger partners are more motivated to, provide them pleasure and satisfy them even before they themselves say they are satisfied. It is because of this.
But of course, a 23-year-old guy, he will be looking to start a family in the near future. And a 46-year-old woman, she has already probably feels she has done her bit. Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Is he giving up on starting a family for a green card, or what is his plan?
No, I mean, he has his plan. Are you getting what I'm saying? But all he has to do is to give this woman the satisfaction she wants. When you see a woman of that age going for a younger partner, you should know that's something she's looking for. And this boy agreed. The only problem is when he brings the guy and the guy gets what he needs. He can file for divorce. They do it amicably.
Okay.
The woman will someday becomes very weak. She can't be that active all the time. And this guy, still has the age on his side. He can, still do whatever he wants to do. He has to give this woman service. I mean, service.
Okay. So what you're saying in essence is that so the boy, he provides her for her needs in terms of physicality for about 3-4 years.
Correct.
And as soon as he gets that American citizenship, off he goes to go and look for somebody his own age mate. And that woman, of course, she has that understanding as well that she's not going to hold on to that boy forever.
They actually do. They know that this guy is just for a moment. They know. When they come like that, they know. Just they need somebody, at least they will be with them for 3 or 4 years. Except
so what is the morality of that? Are we putting any morality to that, or are we just saying good luck to both of them? What is the thinking? What do you, how do you see that space?
These people are using advantage of, you know, the decadence of these countries that are down below. I tell you, it's not, it can't, there's nothing moral about it. They are just, you know, using, you know, whatever they have to get what they want, because they know they will
who is using who in this situation, or is it just a mutual benefit?
I can tell you, the American woman is just decide to use that advantage because he knows he cannot obtain the same thing in America. But
can we not also say the boy is using her too?
The boy is using her. The boy is even a victim. Tell you, believe me.
How so? When it comes back to Kano in 4 years' time, speaking American English and flashing dollars, nobody will say he's a victim, and then he comes and marries Aisha that he has been dating before.
I believe he's even underpaid. Bringing him to America he's been underpaid. If they are very good, you start eating her money before she even got to Nigeria to marry. You know what I'm saying? Because she cannot get the same service within her own environment, America, and she traveled all the way. If the guy, if they know the value, what they are to the work they are going to do to these women, they should have charged them more. You know what I'm saying? Because these women are not getting
Are we psychedelically talking around the word prostitution? Is this prostitution? Is this boy a prostitute?
No, one man. I am telling you, let's be real practical. It's not moral. It's a dirty game. But then, okay, when somebody needs service, are you not supposed to charge?
What's I mean? Is he a mechanic? Is he a plumber? What are you talking about here? Look at this man, and he's talking about like he's saying something normal. Is this normal? Service? What service? Is he a banker? Is he what? He's using his body for financial gains, and you are trying to avoid the word prostitution. Who you help? Is this boy a prostitute?
We cannot call him a prostitute. We cannot call him a prostitute because there is an arrangement of marriage between them. And then every arrangement, whether we like it or not, even including the housewife we have, is a contract. There is nothing permanent. We just hope to do our best that our marriage sustain for longer time. So it's all about contract. So when this woman came down to Nigeria, like CN said, the guy is a gold. Like normally when they come to drill our gold, this guy is a gold. If the guy know his worth, he have to charge a lot. That is, I agree with that. But the point is this: is the nation of where we grew, where we live. Is the nation of where we live, the country we are. The country we are. Okay. That's why these things are happening. For example, if these women came to Europe, can they come to Europe and just say, "Oh, I'm looking for a 25-year-old boy, a white boy"? No.
We see that a lot in the Philippines as well. When you see this 60-something-year-old man with this 18, 19-year-old girl, and then of course the whole family of that girl would be in support of it because that guy is now building them some shack somewhere. This is the reality of the world that we live in, isn't it? The weight of the economy of a Western person. I mean, a 60-something-year-old man that would probably be like some lonely figure in the UK, in America, in Germany, wherever, and off it goes to the Philippines, and suddenly it's a prize to every single female in that space.
I don't think we should forget our own culture. I don't think we should forget that. It's not about these women or this European. It's happened also in our culture. When you see a Lagosian man who is 60, went to village to go and marry a 22-year-old girl and brought them to Lagos, enslaved them in Lagos, and put them in his house. He doesn't send them to school. They produce child there, and then when the man died, finally, they drove the girl out of their house, out of the man's house. It's happening everywhere. So for me, I don't think the young man in Nigeria is making any mistake. I just think he have to wise up and know his quality and know what he's going to do in the next 4 or 5 years. Because I think it's a contract. And then the contract, if it lasts 5 years, it's lucky. The woman is lucky if it lasts 5 years.
You sound like when your million comes, you and CN, you sound like when those millions come, when you start to sell your cryptocurrency, you'll be going back to the village to go and pick up some.
Actually, okay, CN, continue.
No, I think you just sounded right. Because sometimes when we see or hear all these things, we think they are just story, and we again bring in the. I know that we are all brought up, because of our setting from Nigeria, but when you come here, as we are all spread all over the world, especially in those advanced areas, you see that all those things are just pretty nothing. I have seen a couple of our boys pretty young, and they were also married from home, just like the same way one man is just describing, is reading from us now. I have seen them, and that's why I was able to be very, straight, to the point, even though we are laughing, but they were real, It is a service. They do that, they spend their money. The only thing is that some of our boys, they are doing this thing, do not know their value. If they are able to know what this woman is looking for 40-something, because she must have told him is how old she is, and she knows how old this guy is. When a woman asks you like that, it's just because of our environment, because of our situation. You are not able to value, to say, okay, first, all right, my target is I want to go to US. Okay, fine, but that's it. Is it only that?
And that's the price. Just to touch on our politics quickly before we round off, Abubakar Malami has come out regarding the southern governors, and what he is saying, he's drawing a parallel between the headsmen and spare parts dealers. So he's saying that if the headsmen are chased out of the southern regions, then what is to stop the northerners from chasing spare parts dealers out of the northern region? So effectively drawing a parallel between illegal headsmen going into other people's properties and legitimate businessmen of Eastern extraction in the northern region. I have a video clip of it, but I'll probably play that in the later session. But touch quickly on that, the parallel that Abubakar Malami is drawing.
Oh, I mean, he is liking his the order he gave to.
You know, the southern governors told the Fulanis, the headsmen, to get out of their space, not to open grates anymore.
Yes.
So Abubakar Malami, the Attorney General of Nigeria, is saying that by the same token, the northerners can tell the easterners that are spare parts dealers to get out of the north, because it's the same equivalent. So he's drawing an equivalent between spare parts dealers and Fulani headsmen.
I think they have every right to do that if they choose, yes, because it's the only thing. Our problem is we have not really opened our eyes. We are not, even if it's open, it's not cleared yet. We do not know that these people have actually separated themselves. The only thing they're doing right now is they're just trying to get whatever is remaining with us. They have their Sharia law. How can a country you call you are in unity, you are one, and part of is operated by the Sharia, a different rule is introduced in the north, while the others, the south is, is the only one observing the rule of law, if there is any. So if they decide, they are clearly making us to know that they are capable of staying on their own, and that even they are separated from us.
Yeah,
so, but we are not getting it. We are not getting it. The reason why we are not getting it because of in the south, there are so many different indigenous people who have not even agreed. We don't even know our left from our right. All we talk about is one Nigeria when we see clearly that Nigeria is breaking, that Nigeria is actually disintegrated already.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you, CN. It's just a quick session, really, this afternoon one. So
Okay.
we reconvene again in the evening. So Makinde, just to whatever it is that you are looking to speak to, but especially this, I'm not sure if you, I know you follow the news, so maybe you'd have heard him on Channels Television, Abubakar Malami, saying that the Northerners should start chasing out the spare parts dealers in the north, because the Fulani headsmen have been asked to leave the southern forests. Makinde?
Yeah, it's very, very bitter. It's very, very annoyed. This will show us the kind of people we have as leader that is ruling us, that is governing our society. I don't know why we get to where we are. I don't know why, the reason why we are here. But I think for all this thing to be coming up at this particular time, it's about to, things is about to change. But I don't know where this Malami is coming from. I don't know what I don't know the criteria that make him that make the Buhari regime to allow him to be Attorney General for this lovely country. He is not even speaking for Nigeria. He's only speaking for his tribe. He's speaking for Buhari. He's speaking for Fulanis. Why
We're
somebody...
seeing this a lot, Makinde, because we saw the Senate president come and weigh in the direction of the North as well. And we're seeing the Attorney General of the Federation weigh in the direction of the North as well. And we, of course, know that Buhari is for the North. So are we effectively under, we are under a caliphate?
Actually, let's all be thanking God for them to be coming up this time, because they really come out to expose what they are. They really come out in a big form this time around to tell us who they are and what is their mission. So with what they are doing personally, I think we are going to be a better place in the future, because they really come out this time around to tell us that this is what they are, this is their agenda, and this is what they want to achieve. So I don't know. Malami is comparing Fulani S-men destroying people's business, with somebody that rented his shop, build his own building, doing his own business,
pay taxes.
I don't know. I can't really imagine it. I can't really. I can't process it. That's my problem.
You know what that tells us? That tells us that all he sees is that it is the North versus the South. It's the Fulanis. Yes,
it's not even North. It's Fulani. Yes.
Yeah. So he cannot. Because he has not come out once to speak to all of the savaging that these people do in the southern region. So what is his prescription? Is it his prescription that people should continue to endure what they are enduring from these Fulanis? I mean, what exactly is he suggesting?
They should continue killing us now, raping our woman and destroying our farm. And yet we won't say anything because they are Fulanis. I don't know. I don't know what this guy is. I don't know what they were thinking like.
And of course, is the Attorney General of the Federation. So if he's
not representing Fulanis, he's representing the whole nation now. But it's not as if he's representing only Fulanis.
Yes. So if he's already expressing these opinions, then that tells you that he's going to frustrate any laws that seek to stop open grazing. No, because if he's saying this already.
Malami cannot frustrate any law here. Malami doesn't have the power. The only problem I think we have is this. Even we that are talking about, we don't even ready. We don't even know where the problem is. We don't even know where to start from. If we mount prayer on them, all this Malami of a thing, we will pursue them. All of them will go. I always say this. They are very few in number. But we are not getting the permutation that we need to put together to send these people out. That's the problem. That's what the problem is. We can send them out of this space. They're just a microfield. We have the number, but yet we don't even know what we want yet. That's our problem. Instead of we coming together to mount prayer on them, we are dividing ourselves every day. We don't even get it right.
You know, sometimes I wonder if Nigeria will benefit from that American system, the right to bear arms. Let everybody have a gun, and then at least you have a fighting chance. You know, the right to bear arms in Nigeria is something that, because I've said that before, and people have just said, "Shut up!" That it will just be wild, but it's already wild now. So if we all, you know, if you know that you are coming to my house and you know that I have a gun, then you know that what we are going into a 50-50 situation.
I think that will be better because I think that will even create more safety for us than we dying like a fowl.
Of course, the armed robber that is going into a house that he knows that people have guns there.
Yes,
anyway,
he will think twice.
He will think twice. He will
you
think
are coming
twice.
to a street. Maybe you are 20 in number, and people in the street has like 100, and the 80 of them have guns. You have to think twice.
Yes, that then you know you are on a suicide mission, aren't you? So
it's on a suicide mission. That is it.
Yeah. So Makinde, we leave it there just to reconvene. Where are you going now? You look like you're in the car.
Yes, I'm just I'm in my office. I have to come out because of the noise. I have to come to the car.
Okay, I know your game. I
was
know,
inside my house. I was inside my office.
You know what is up to, right? Who you help? This guy is up to his mischief again. Can you see mischief in his? I look at the two of you. You look almost the same with your. If you look at your screen now, you look like brothers. But Makinde, a pleasure. Who you help? So this Malame guy is saying that you know there is an equivalency between Igbo businessmen who are taxpayers and Fulani headsmen who are savages in the forest. Do you see that parallel, or what do you make of it?
Like I usually say, why are we surprised with all this stuff? I think the only thing is that they have not had that power, the power capacity to actually throw everybody into the lagoon or to canal for crocodile to eat everybody. And I think if they have the power like Hitler has, these people would have probably finished everybody, because they already told us many years ago that they owns Nigeria. And then how do you expect these people to actually respect us when our leaders run to them for everything they want to do? The other day, a market was born in one place. Tinubu went there to give them how many millions? And then the River State governor went to give them how much? But when the market born in Lagos State and in Ibadan, Tinubu did not even appear to say, "Oh, we are sorry, things will be changed and everything." Tinubu did not appear, and so we should not be surprised. We actually have to put our house together first to really fight these people. If our house is not in order, we cannot defeat them, because when a house is divided, he cannot stand. So these are the problem what we are facing every day. A taxpayer become a victim of a guy who does not pay tax, and then he does not pay tax. That was not even a problem. He's killing people, and then no military has gone after these people. Nothing have done to them, even though if they got arrested, the next day they were being released. You saw them on the street. They tell you, "Fuck you, what are you going to do? We are in the power. We are going to do everything to frustrate you."
So okay, just before I let you go, who you help, the breaking news now, this Abubakar Shekau, the leader of Boko Haram, he has been killed, but who killed him is the ISWAP. So ISWAP apparently has taken over Sambisa Forest now, and they have done away with the leader of Boko Haram. So we'll be discussing that in the evening. So from frying pan into fire, it looks like the situation in Nigeria now, because you know that ISWAP now, they've chased all this militancy out of the Middle East, and they're looking for a place to colonize. And what other easy picking than Africa and the jewel in the crown of Africa, of course, Nigeria. So they're now coming into that space. So Sambisa forest taken over by ISWAP. So that will be the narration for the evening, unless something else breaks before then. So thank you, who you help, as we seek to round off. So this was meant to be a light-hearted show business one, of course, but we never deviate too far from politics. So we spoke about the Baba Ijesa being granted bail. We spoke about some 46-year-old American lady going to Kano to marry a 23-year-old boy. But then, of course, what the people are saying is that this is not anything at all surprising. And then STELLA Damasus caught cheating, and that has led to the breakdown of our marriage. And then we just touched briefly on Abubakar Malami, drawing equivalency between legitimate spare parts dealer businessmen in the north of Eastern extraction and Fulani headsmen in the south of savagery extraction. And then we hinted at Abubakar Shekau being taken down by ISWAP in Sambisa forest. What does this portend for the Nigerian state? So we discussed that in fuller details in the evening session. So I'll leave you here, carry the conversation up with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.